Hello my friends, it's the 7th of May 2013. Mr. Max Bliss in the southwest of France again. We have been hammered by plane after plane laying chemtrails. They've been making X's and grids in the skies, and all around us you can see the thick cloud. But we have the only bits of blue in the sky. That is because of our chembusters. What I can show you though is evidence of heating of the atmosphere, very high frequencies, very high energies. There's another plane doing a chemtrail, and he's quite low, that plane. He's flying underneath those oh no, he's flying through them, my apologies. Look at that plane. Let's try to get a close up on it. Let's see if we can identify that plane. That plane is laying a great big thick toxic chemtrail. We'll get a little moment on it in a second there. The plane is definitely laying a chemtrail, and you can see the evidence of the vibrated particles in the atmosphere, the change in the atmosphere up there, and the cloud formations, evidence of the use of HAARP and other Tesla technologies. Oh, there's a cloud just blowing away. I was hoping to get a good view on that one. Let's have a look, see if we can recognise it. Looks like the cloud's going to obscure it. I missed it. Have a look at the cloud formations, my friends. Just look at them. Vile formations. You can see these expanding out, which they shouldn't do in nature, even though you'll get disinformation from NASA, who are guilty, from the Met Office in the UK, which is a foremost organisation that is respected on their weather observations and knowledge. But they are part of the propaganda machine hiding the truth. Yes, look at these skies. These are not cloud formations we used to see before at all. And this is happening right now as I speak to you. These are being vibrated with incredible energy, changing the atmospheric. This is what's happening. It's happening everywhere. We can peek through the gaps in the clouds because we've got chembusters breaking up these clouds. These toxic artificial clouds that have expanded due to the chemicals, the heavy metals within the sprays. You could see how thick and disgusting these sprays are, and they expand. And now you can see what's happening to the atmosphere. It's being heated up, the particles are being vibrated, and we can see the change in the upper atmosphere. This is scientific, this is man-made, this is not natural. They call this altocumulus clouds, but these are commonplace now, usually following frequency signatures, the parallel lines we see in the atmosphere, after they follow the crisscrossing X's of the chemtrails in the atmosphere. There's a whole process that many of us who are watching can recognise now. This is happening on a frequent basis, almost daily. And if it wasn't for the fact that we've got chembusters, I'm quite certain that we wouldn't see this at all. Our chembusters helped clear the toxic skies. For some reason, they stop the toxic clouds from being able to create a blanket like they do in other areas. And because of this, we are able to witness this scientific manipulation of our atmosphere and our environment. It's clearly going on. This is real. Absolutely phenomenal. And as I'm talking to you, my friends, there's a slow change going on. The clouds are going through a process. They've been vibrated and they're changing now as I talk to you. As you look back on this video, you will see at the beginning the clouds were actually different. They're in a changing flux right now. They are changing. And this is because of the use of HAARP and other Tesla technologies. This is why they chemtrail. This is the reason. There are lots of spin stories and lots of disinformation. But it's all about controlling the weather, using HAARP as a weapon for all the different things it can be used for. It can be used to control the climate. It can be used to create earthquakes. It can be used to trigger volcanoes. It can be used to trigger tsunamis. It can be used to deny an area rainfall. So, you know, you can starve people because food production can be affected. Downside is, of course, apart from the thousands of people that have already died due to extreme weather events that have been manipulated by HAARP and its chemtrail system, is the fact that they are changing the soils so that we will have no choice soon but to be able to survive to use GMO foods. Now, these GMO foods have got lots of viruses spliced into them and lots of problems, and there are now research evidence that lots of GMOs will give you cancer and they will change your physiology. This is not what we want. They're forcing us into a situation where we'll have no choice but to use GMOs because our soils are changing because of these particles from the chemtrail fallout that they need to use to facilitate the use of HAARP for their massive global climate weapon. This is the truth. This is why you've got global warming fraud. It's to cover up the use of HAARP. That's what it's for. It's a cover story. Geoengineering is a cover story used to hide the use of HAARP, where they need the chemtrails as an integral part of being able to facilitate the use, because the chemtrails have particles in them that change the electromagnetic conductivity of the atmosphere. Aluminium at nanoparticle levels acts as a switch. With the right frequency, or right pulse of energy, it can be switched on, switched off. The barium is also used to create these plasma clouds. These documents are available to research, my friends, and this is verifiable. And we have to understand, we have to cut away the disinformation and the spin stories and get to the truth. We are living in an age of mass deception. Our governments are working for the corporations and for the obscenely rich elites, and they always were. It was just an illusion. The Punch and Judy illusion of democracy was that we could vote in a government that would work for us. Well, that's all lies. It's all a deception. They're all in a club, and they're all working for the banksters and for the obscenely rich elites. And you know, that's a whole other story, a whole other rabbit hole to go down. But basically, these incredibly rich people, and if you read the protocols of the learned elders of Zion, that will give you an idea. Because although that was debunked, who was it debunked by, I wonder, you just have to have a look at that and realise that there is a great deal of a reality connected with what was written in the protocols of the learned elders of Zion. Now, I don't at all have any problems with Jewish people at all, but the Zionist elements of them are hijacking and harming Jewish people, and I don't even believe it's the Zionists. The Zionists are just one more step along the way of the control structure. There are many different organisations involved, and we need to explore this. But first of all, we need to expose the use of HAARP, the way it's been used as a climate change weapon, the way it could be used as a weapon to force geopolitical pressure onto nations that won't adopt the United Nations Agenda 21. This is their enslavement program. There will be nowhere to hide on this planet from these maniacs, these insane despots that want to have complete and total control over all things on this planet. And this is how they're going to exercise that. Remember, over 170 nations have signed up to the United Nations Agenda 21, also known as Sustainable Development. This is real. This is no theory. And we all have to take back the responsibility we gave away when we handed it to this puppet governments that are running our worlds. There's a one world government, a shadow government, the parallel government. And I tell you something, these people have always been there. And now they're stepping out of the shadow and they call themselves the New World Order. But they've always been there for hundreds of years. And it's been a game. All the wars have all been about getting power and control over people. Because they want to enslave us all. They believe, the elites believe, We are their property. We are no more than cattle to them. And if we are no use, they will get rid of us. They have no empathy or feeling towards human beings whatsoever. The people who are running this world are sociopaths and psychopaths. And the ones that get further up the ladder, they are screened, and they must be psychopaths as well. You won't get humanitarian people getting there. But if they did get there, such as JFK, and they wanted to expose the whole thing, they will be assassinated. Well, you know what? That worked fine. All the while they could hide all that stuff. But now people are waking up. There are various issues and various things that appeal to different people. And it's up to us to get to the truth, take our responsibility, get our power back as people. You see, because we've given it away and it's time to take it back. We have to choose self-determination. We have to research the verifiable facts and educate everyone so that we can reach critical mass. It's only we, the people, can stop these maniacs. And every day that goes by, our numbers grow, and those that are doing this look more and more like the criminals they really are. Despots, true despots, maniacs. Isn't that interesting, my friends? Look at that line there above that chemtrail. There's a line there. Can't be a shadow because the sun's above it. So what's going on there? There's a projected line that's following. That's impossible to be a shadow there. For a start, it's above it. Technology, my friends. It's time to wake up. See how these clouds changed? You see that, my friends? Exactly supporting what I've been telling you. Wow. See how the clouds have been changing in the 10 minutes I've been talking to you. Scientific manipulation, my friends. HAARP and chemtrails are an integral system, and they're using it for their climate change weaponry. Global warming is a fraud set up by the Club of Rome. The United Nations is a one world government model set up by the banksters, the global elites, the obscenely rich elites, those that meet in the Bilderberg group and those that meet at the at Bohemian Grove, and those that are in the Skull and Bones group, and those that are in the upper echelons of the Freemasons and the Zionists. They're all a part of it, my friends, and it's up to us to expose them all. Can you see what's going on that we never used to see before? Take care, my friends. Take back your power. It's we the people now, the 99%. The governments are criminals. There must be good people within the governments at the lower levels. We need to provoke them to realise the truth and stand with we the people. Bye for now.